Okay, I'm gonna get out my paints here, and then I love this little chart here. It's kind of nice, so I'm kind of cheating. It's not very fair of me, you guys, to have all these colors and you guys not to have all those colors, but sorry about that, but I guess that's just the way it's gonna be. Okay, so today I thought we would do something that was more, I don't know, sunset-y, you know, and waterscape. So what I want to do is I want to start by mixing, getting some blue, some kind of a light blue. And for mine, you know, I got all these colors. I could go with any of these, but any of these blues would probably be fine. I'm going to go with the sky blue. I got one that's called sky blue. And so I'm going to kind of get that and work that into my tray here and mix up a little paint, because I'm going to need a little bit, you know, for this. Because I got a lot of area to cover, so I'm going to need a little bit of paint. So I need to make some of that up and put it in my little tray. Can you guys, hopefully you can all see that. So I got quite a bit of this paint here. Get a little bit more water, a little bit more paint. Okay, so I've mixed up quite a bit of this blue. Now I know all you guys do not have a big brush at home, and you may not have one of these foam brushes. And if you do, that's great. And if you don't, just do the best you can. But I'm going to take the foam brush and I'm going to go ahead and get, you know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to change the, well, I don't know. I think I'm going to stick with landscape here. Before we went with portrait, let's just stick with this landscape. So I'm going to get it all wet, and I'm just going to use this foam brush to get it wet. Now, again, if you don't have a big brush like this, just do the best you can. And I'm sure it'll be fine. Okay, I'm going to continue with this foam brush, and I'm going to use my blue, and I'm going to put a bit of blue on the top here. And I'm going to put a bit of blue on the bottom. Okay. And I kind of want to work that blue just into the white a little bit, so it just fades in. Okay. And I can make it a little bit darker on the top edges if I want to. You know, if I want to grab a little bit more paint and go a little bit darker on the top edge, that's perfectly fine. And on the bottom edge too. Because we're doing water, we want it to be like kind of a mirror where you have the top and the bottom kind of mirrored. So I'm going to go just a little bit darker on the top and the bottom. But I want it to blend into the white of the paper. So I totally get it blended into the white of the paper. Now I'm going to clean my brush, and I'm going to make up some new paint. And I want to make kind of a yellow paint. And I know you guys don't have a lot of choices like I do, so I'm pretty lucky to have this. So I was going to go with like kind of a lemon yellowy color, and you just have probably yellow. So yellow it is. And so I'm going to take a little bit of my yellow here. I got to be careful. I got a little bit of blue on there, so I'm going to make some green. Okay, so I'm making up a little bit of yellow because I want to put some yellow in the middle of this. Maybe I'll add just a touch of orange to it. Give it just a little bit. And if you guys want to make a little bit of orange, just add a little bit of red to your your color. Just a little bit of red will make it a little bit more like orange, more of a gold color instead of a yellow color. Okay. So once I've done that, hopefully my brush is nice and clean, my foam brush. Try to clean that out. Wipe it on my paper towel. Okay, I think I'm pretty good. I want to put some yellow into the middle. Just a very faint amount of yellow in the middle here. Oops, that's more than I wanted to go. But I'll take a little bit of water and try to blend it out a little. And I really don't want to get it into the blue much, just a little bit. So it's mostly yellow through here. Maybe a little bit more in the center. I'll go in the center a little bit. And if you don't have a big brush, like I said, just do the best you can. I know that it's not easy when you don't have the materials you need. So, yeah, Anna, I was working on that video for that last watercolor one, and the sound was so bad. I'm still questioning whether I want to put it up there or not. That's why I haven't done it. The video's done, ready to go. And so I made that video up, and I'm gonna get another paper towel while I'm waiting. And then another problem is I'm talking in this mask and I feel like my voice is super muffled. So, okay. So I've got a little bit of yellow on here. And I want to get kind of a, kind of a maroonish kind of color. Maybe like a dark purple or a plum color. Maybe the plum. So kind of a purple color. If you don't have purple, everyone knows how to make purple, right? Anyone know what colors you need? Red and blue? Yep, red and blue. I'm sure you learned that from Art 1. So I'm gonna go with a little bit of a plum color. And because I want to add a little bit of plum, like right in the middle here. Just a faint amount. So I don't want too much color. And you kind of see what I'm doing is I got 3 plums. I got this is more opaque, and this right here, I added more water to it, so it's more translucent. So I'm trying to get different shades of that plum. Okay, so I'm a little bit worried I'm too plummy, but I'm gonna go for it and see what happens. So I'm gonna kind of take most of it off and kind of put in a little bit of plum right in here. So a little bit purple, and on mine it's plum colored. I'd like to blend it out a little bit more. So I'm gonna get a little bit more water here and blend it out. And I'm gonna slowly kind of just work it into the white area, into the yellow too. Now down below here, I'm going to really focus on making it a little bit more choppy, but I also want to put like a horizon line on here. So what I want to do before I do anything with the choppy water, I want to put like a horizon line. And you could put it on if you have a small brush. You want to do it with like a small brush, you can try that and see if that works for you. And I want you to get it a little bit more opaque. and try to just put a nice horizon line on here. And I don't know that my brush is the right brush for this. It's a little bitty one, but I'm not super thrilled with the way it's brushing. I'm really getting this paper wrinkled today. Must be getting a lot of water on it. Okay, I kind of got like a horizon line on there now. And I think I might take just a little bit more of the plum color and just work it out a little bit more here, especially on the bottom here. Again, if you mess up a little bit, don't worry about it. It's not a big deal. I mean, it's watercolor, it'll be fine. And remember, you can always, if you get too much on there, you can try to dab it and see if you could dab some of it off. You know, that might work. So you could try it and see how that goes. But just don't plan the first time you do a painting like this, don't plan on getting a masterpiece. You know, it takes time to do this. Okay. Okay, my line is not as sharp as I really want it to be. I'm gonna try a different brush and see if I can get a little bit of paint on there without a ton of water on it. See if I can sharpen up this line a little bit. It's just a little bit fuzzy. It doesn't seem to be doing too good here. And again, it could be because of the brush that I have. I could try another brush. If you have another brush, you could try something else. But don't be afraid to experiment. So, something's not working, try something else and just see what happens. You got nothing to lose by trying. I got a different brush and I'm keeping it pretty dry, and it seems to be doing a little bit better job. Okay. Okay. So I've tried that on several things. I want to start making this water down here kind of choppy. And to do that, I want to get some of the color I used before, and I want to get it fairly dry. I don't want it to be super wet. And I want to create like some water down here. And I'm trying to keep like my lines pretty vertical. You know, horizontal. I'm sorry, horizontal. I want to keep them kind of horizontal because that's, you know, that's the way the water goes. And I'm just trying to throw some color down here and get some, like, I don't know, choppy, watery kind of look to it. And I'm going to continue to work on that. It might be a little bit opaque, so I'm going to try to soften some of it with some water. So if you do that and it's just not quite right, then just get a little water, just water, and soften it. Put it on your brush and just soften these edges. Sometimes you want it to be nice and opaque, and then sometimes, you know, you want it to blend in or be just a little bit lighter. So I may have gotten more opaque than I intended to. And so I'm going to try to soften it up just with some water. So trying to soften that up. Not so bold. I got some pretty bold lines on here. And I'm going to try to bring it up slowly and work it into my yellow. Again, I'm just trying to work my blue, work it on up there, keeping it horizontal. So this is my first time doing this painting too. So I don't know what we're gonna get. We'll see. So I'm still trying to work this water up here slowly. I'm sure just kind of slowly working away from the color, you know. I got more of it down below, and I'm trying to just work it up slowly to my horizon line. I don't want to go above my horizon line. Okay, it somewhat looks like what we want. I mean, okay. So, I mean, we could do a lot with this here, but I think to really make it look like, you know, a seascape, we're gonna have to put something on the water. And I mean, we could put like a little island or something like that, but I was kind of thinking that I prefer to go with maybe a boat and try that and see how that looks. So I'm gonna get a little black, and I'm gonna kind of put a little boat out there. And I could do it a lot of different ways. I could have the boat like coming towards me, or I could have the boat, you know, sideways. And again, I don't know how this is gonna turn out. Your guess is as good as mine. But I'm gonna stay pretty opaque. Not add a lot of water. I'm gonna try not to add a lot of water. And create like a boat. Now, with a boat, we gotta have like a mast out there. And I don't know a lot about boats, so don't quote me on any of this stuff. But we'll try to do what we can. Put a little boat. Oh, my thing is upside down, isn't it? Does that help any? It's right side up. And, you know, maybe there's a couple different lines up here on the boat. Some kind of mast over here. You know, maybe I make this the bow. I don't know. Okay. I also want to, below the boat, I kind of have to make a mirror image of this. Because that's how boats kind of are in the water. You can kind of see, you know, the mirror image of it. So what I'm going to do is slowly kind of work this down here. But what I want to do is I want to not draw a straight line because the water is, you know, back and forth. I want to kind of just do these squiggly, I don't know. And again, this is something I'm just trying. I don't know how it's going to work out here. We're just trying it, see what happens. Maybe I can work a little bit more water into it, make it a little less opaque. Maybe a little more fuzzy. Yeah, and I don't really know how this is going to go. We'll have to just kind of see what happens here. I'm trying to make it kind of squishy, the lines and stuff. If I wanted to, I could make the sail like completely black. Should we try that? See if it looks okay? I don't know if it will or not. Sure, someone that knows about boats would be like, Mr. M, that's all wrong. And I wouldn't be surprised. Maybe I can take just a little bit of blue, my blue water, and kind of work it into that, you know, the thing but below, the sail below and the water. I don't know. Kind of looks like a boat. Try and touch it up a little bit. Keep on thinking I could add a little blue down here in the waves and stuff. I might be getting a little bit too dark up here. I'm sure it'll be fine though. Whatever we do, be all good.